Ain't Got No Home by the band and Clarence Henry. Golden oldie and a really cool remake. Alright, so let me jam through all the parts for you, and then I'll get to all the explanation at the end. So we're mostly going with the band version. It's a little more guitar centered. So, all right. In the beginning, there's kind of this piano flourish thing, and then everybody comes in and hits like a accent chord. So basically, we just rest for that measure where the piano is doing its thing. Rest a couple counts from the second measure, and then we just hit this high voicing of a D chord. So just 11 on the G, 10 and 10 on the B and E. Okay, so pretty simple, and we're going to do that 4 times. So I just put that together for you now. Alright, in the second part of the intro, everybody kind of comes in and starts playing. Okay, and the guitar is doing this kind of, 5 to 6 blues thing. But in like higher voicings of chords, and the intro was all the D section of it. So now we're going to start off on the G. Okay, so basically we're just going to form the bottom of the G bar chord. So 4 on the G, 3 and 3 on the B and E. Okay, and like I said, we're just going to do that 5 to 6 that happens. Fret wise, we're going to be take that 3 on the B, and we're just going to go strum it once, go to the 5 on the B, go back to the 3 on the B, and come back to the 5 on the B. Okay, so it's something like, okay. Alright, so we do that twice, 2 measures worth, then we jump to a D chord. Okay, so just open D, second on the G, 3 on the B here, and same thing, just a 5 to a 6. And that would be basically toggling between the second on the G and the 4th fret on the G. Alright, and all these are going to be pretty much strummed that same way. Alright, so do that twice with the D. Then we get to the A, and essentially we just take what we did at the G, but just bring it up 2 frets. Okay, so we're at the 6 on the G, 5s on the B and E. And we're just going to be bouncing between the 5 on the B and the 7 on the B. Okay, and we just do it once. Go back to the G, do it once. And then go back to the D and do that once. And then just start the next section by hitting the D chord. Now we can put that all together. Okay, and the verses now. It's pretty cool because the guitar follows kind of like what the saxophone in the original was doing. It's a neat little riff we can do here. And it's going to kick off in the D section. So the scale that we're going to do, open D. Essentially, we're going to skip the first beat, but then we do open D hammered on to 4 the D, Okay, and then we go to the G string, we go 2nd fret. Okay, then we go 4, 2, 4 on the G. Back to 2. Okay, and then we hit the open D to start the next measure, and then essentially just repeat what we already played. Okay, so it's something like this. Okay, that's about 2 measures worth there. So just up to tempo, it's something like. Okay, and we're going to repeat that twice for the D section. Alright, and now we move to the G, and this, we're basically just kind of picking through an open G chord here. We're going to hit that G bass note on the 3, 2 on the A, and then open D. Okay, and now we go between 2 on the D, open, 2 to open. Okay, and then come back to that 3rd fret on the E to start the next measure, and then repeat what we just played. Okay, so the G section. Alright, and then we would go back to the D section and just do it once. Alright. And then of course we're going to move on to the A section, which you can play just the same way you did the D section, but just bring it up a set of strings. Okay? So instead of doing like the open D, we're going to open A. So open to 4, and then toggle between the 2 and the 4 on the D string. Okay, and that's just 1 measure's worth right there, because now we're going to come back to the G and do the second half of what we did for the G part. Okay, and then just go back and do 1 measure of the D. Finish it by hitting an open D. Okay, so just try this all slowly now. Alright, and now we can play it all up to tempo. Okay, into the chorus section, and this is also good for, you know, the sax solo part. You can play something like this, or if you want to switch back to what he's doing in the verse. All these progressions are pretty much the same for the verse and the chorus, so you can pick and choose whatever style or riff you want to do during the sax part. But during the chorus here, he's essentially just kind of doing this higher voiced cool little riff that happens, and playing it just the same all the way through the progression. Okay, so what it's going to be a slide up to 14 and 13 on the G and the B. Okay, then we come down, hit 12s on the G and B. Okay, and for the next measure, we're going to come down to 10s on the B and G, and hammer on from that 10 on the G to the 11 G. Okay, so alright, and then just finish it off with a D string. We go 12, 10, 12. Okay, so put that together now slowly. And like I said, this just repeats about 8 times throughout the chorus. Alright, so Just get it up to tempo now. Okay, and at the outro, and just kind of shifts it to more that standard blues riff, that 5/6 blues riff, where we're kind of just doing this. Okay, and that's essentially what he's doing on the first there. He's just at the D, which is, you know, 5D on the A and 7 on the D, and we're just toggling between, you know, the 7 on the D and the 9 here. Okay, same style as like the second part of the intro. Okay, and that happens, you know, once a measure, so we're just going to repeat that 4 times with the D. Okay, and then take that same shape we're using and just transfer it over to the 3rd fret of the E for the G. Okay, so now we're just toggling between the 5 and the 7 on the A. Okay, do that twice. Back to the D twice. And then just bring it up a set of strings for the A. Okay, so we're just 5 on the E, toggling between the 7 and 9 on the A. Just do it once. Bring it down 2 frets, go back to that G 1 time, and then finish it off by doing the D 1 time. And then just hit D. Okay? So try that up to tempo now. Thanks for checking out the video, everybody. Like it, share it, leave a comment. It's always good to hear from you. Do me a favor and hit the subscription button. I put out a video pretty frequent, so you don't want to miss out on that. Check out the links in the description box below. I have really cool links for tablature books, all the gear I use, t-shirts, fun stuff like that. So thank you very much, and we'll see you next time.